Hi guys, just a quick one. Do you live in Nuneaton, Hinckley or Bedworth or around those areas and you need driving lessons or just a mock test? If so, just send a text or a WhatsApp to the number on the screen. Don't call because I'll probably be driving. But anyway, back to the video. Okay then. I think I've been talking complete gobbledygook and rubbish. Or the correct bit, dog. There you go. That's quite an old dog as well. So, wonder if he's escaped. Dear. I hope he's going to be okay. News. We are always going to choose the left hand. And that way, that part of the test, you will pass. It's as simple as that. Hi guys, just wanted to document a few videos on kind of the style of driving that you need, the kind of techniques that you need in order to get through the driving test. So see what you think. If there's anything else you want to see, let me know. You can write it in comments. And if you like it, if you like the video, let me know. And if you don't like it, also you can let me know. All right, cheers guys, see what you think. So to move away safely from the side of the road, you have to follow the POM routine. And that is, so the P is prepare, so I'm going to go clutch down first gear. Well, I'm on a slight hill, so I'm getting the bite point. Then the O is the observations. Then if it's safe, the M is move. And I'm just going to check this blind spot again, like that. So every time the car comes to a halt and stops completely, you'll need to go through the POM routine. So I'm just pulling up here behind this traffic queue and I'm going to prepare the car, dropping it into first gear. Again, I'll put the handbrake on, so that's the same, even though I'm not at the side of the road now. And now I'm just observing. This time I'm looking in the mirrors, making sure that everything behind me is just kind of behaving themselves. So that's my observations. And now I can see it's safe, so I can move. So you may have to stop kind of, you know, at traffic lights, for instance. So you'll go through the POM, prepare, observe, and then move routine. And at the end of the road, you may have to just wait for a few seconds while the road clears. So again, you'll prepare the car, you'll observe, looking both ways, making sure that it's clear and safe, and then you can move when it is. And so that's the POM, the prepare, observe, move routine. When you're actually driving along, you want to be following the look, assess and decide, so that's LAD routine. So I'm looking ahead now, I can see that the lights are turning to red. I'm going to turn right, so I'm going to check my mirrors, signal, position. I'm bringing my speed down. And already, I know I'm going to stop, so I've dropped it into first gear, so I'm already preparing to move on again. Bring it to a stop. Again, because I'm having to stop at the traffic light for more than a second or two, and I've just put the handbrake on to secure the car. And now, because I'm prepared, I can observe. And my observation this time is at the traffic lights, just looking at what's in the mirror here and the mirror there. And don't forget that one. It all seems to be quite safe behind me, no problems there. So again, my observations, really waiting for the lights to go back to amber and then red. When it goes to amber, I'm going to go clutch down, and then when it goes to green, I'm going to move. And here I'm just going to go into the centre of the junction, and now I'll take myself around, bringing myself up on the left-hand side of this road here. So as I'm driving along then, again, I'm looking ahead. When I say look ahead, I mean as far down the road as you can see, just as far as you can see. And then kind of scanning back. So I'm looking there, I'm assessing that I need to move out check my mirrors, to go around the parked car, and then deciding what to do. So then I'm going to pull in and park on the left, and they do this on the test round here. So I'm going to check the mirrors. This is mirror signal manoeuvre. I've signalled. Now I'm braking. I'm going to drop the car into first gear just before I stop here, and that's going to make it more easy for me to line up with the curb, so that I don't touch the curb, but I am next to it. Just that dropping it into first gear will make that easy for you. Handbrake, neutral, and then turn the indicator off. And then, I'm going to move on again. So I'm going to prepare, observe, and when it's safe, blind spot again, I can move. Prepare, observe, move. So that's the first thing to remember when you're taking your driving test. Each time the car comes to a halt, prepare, observe, move. And that way, that part of the test, you will pass. It's as simple as that. If you do it all the time, if you get into the habit of doing that in that order, and you do that correctly, then you will pass. Just checking my mirrors now. And move out because of the parked cars here. I'm going to check this left one, and move back over to the left. So van there, I'm looking, I've assessed that I need to move out, so I'm going to check my mirrors, and I'm going to move out to get past the van, and check it, it's still there in my left door mirror, and move back in. And there's another parked car here, so if I'm looking ahead from here, I can start to deal with that. So again, always mirrors first. I don't need to signal. I'm just going to get past the lorry here and move out. And as I'm going past this car, I'm going to move, check that mirror and move back in. So while you're doing your look, assess, decide, whatever it is you're coming up to, then it's going to be mirror signal manoeuvre. So there's 3 things to remember. If you remember these 3 things, you are 9 parts of the way to passing your driving test. So I'm going to look, assess, decide now. So I'm looking at the red lights. I've assessed that they're on red and I'm going to need to stop. So I'm going to decide what to do and where I'm going to stop. So then it's mirror signal manoeuvre. So mirrors, don't need to signal. I'm going to go clutch down, first gear. I'm going to stop so I can still see the van's tyres on the road. And that means then that I'm already prepared. So now I just need to do the observations, and then I can move. So I am prepared, and again we're waiting for the lights to go amber. So I'm just looking in the mirrors there. This is my observations. There's nothing that's going to overtake us at the moment. Before I move again, I'll have another quick check. I'll make sure that I do that. In the meantime, I can relax a little bit. I'm going to wait for the lights to change. They're changing now. You can see that it's all clear in front and behind, and so that means I'm safe to go through. I'm just going to turn left here, so mirror, mirror, signal, and then I'm going to go round the corner. I'm already in second gear, so that's fine. But that was mirror signal manoeuvre, wasn't it there? So you're coming up to any kind of hazard, any kind of junction, any time that you want to manoeuvre the car around something, then it's going to be mirror signal manoeuvre. But before that, when you're on the road, when you're driving along, it's looking ahead, assessing what's there, and deciding what to do. So the thing that you can add to that then now is that how far ahead should you be looking? I've just waited here because there's a junction on the left, and I'm in a traffic queue again, and I don't want to block the road up. And now we can move on. So how far ahead should you be looking? Ideally, you want to be looking about 6 seconds ahead of the car. So where you're going to be in about 6 seconds, and you want to be dealing with whatever's there. So that's the kind of distance for the junctions and the hazards. These lights, for instance. So mirrors, don't need to signal, but I am manoeuvring, I'm braking, clutch down, first gear. I'm going to make it really easy for myself. I'm going to stop just where I can still see the tyres on the road, and that's perfect then. So again, the car stops, so guess what we do now? We prepare, which I've done. First gear, my handbrake is on. I've just got the bike point. I'm just about at the bike point here now, just under in actual fact, because these lights, I think these are going to be on red for a little while yet. But there you go, so I'm prepared to move. My hand, this hand, is on the handbrake as well. Alright, so that's ready as well. Everything is prepared. And now I'm observing. And I can see again that there's nothing really happening behind me, just more cues of traffic really. And well, then once the light goes to amber, I'm going to go handbrake down slowly though, and then I'm going to move with the green light. In actual fact, this Land Rover in front of me, that will move as well, so I'm going to try and move at the same time as him. And if I put my handbrake down when the lights go to amber, I will be able to do that. So handbrake down, and then I'm going to move at exactly the same time as the Land Rover in front of me. And therefore that means that I'm not holding up anybody behind me. So I'm just going along with the speed of the road. Lots of kind of roadworks around here. You can see that people are moving through them quite slowly. So they're showing kind of, you know, just get through this roundabout actually. There you go. I'm going to just get mirrors and signal. Everything is about how you approach. Everything is about how you approach everything. So there's a bend in the road up here. It's a very sharp bend. I'm going to check my mirrors. I'm going to approach it. I'm going to brake, slow the car down. I'm going to approach it in second gear because it's very sharp, and then I'm going to take it around. So if you approach things correctly, there's a roundabout here. I'm going to again just check the mirror. I'm going straight ahead the roundabout again. Check to see that it's clear, and I'm away. So I approached the bend so that it made it easy for me to get around the very sharp bend. And consequently the roundabout was there, and because I was already prepared, already in control of what was going on, it meant that that was easy for me as well. So this system, this looking ahead, assessing what's there and deciding what to do, that will make life so much easier for you that the driving then will become, you know, quite easy actually, quite easy. So on top of that, we must make sure that we're doing the correct speed for whichever road that we're on, travelling along. So we're looking out for the speed limit signs, and also we'll be looking out for whether the road is kind of clear and straight like this one is, or whether it's bendy, or whether it's uphill and downhill, and we'll judge the correct speed for that. So the speed limit is just the absolute maximum you can go, and what you must do is judge whether you can get up to the maximum speed on that particular road, or whether you need to be a bit slower to deal with whatever's in front of the car. So the speed is important to us all the time, and people make a mistake with they hear the word speed and they think they've got to go quick, and that's not the case on your driving test or anywhere else. You've got to go at the appropriate speed for the conditions. So I'm still looking ahead. I can see there's a cyclist up ahead, and I think I'm going to get to him about the same time as the bend, so that's my assessment, perhaps a bit after. And my decision is that I'm not going to overtake him, although he's gone onto the path now. So that means then that I can go past him. So if I'd have caught him up here, then I would have stayed behind. As we come around here, we're going to come to quite a big roundabout with it's a spiral roundabout with lots of lanes going everywhere, and we're going to take the lane or the route that takes us to Hilltop. And according to the sign, that's immediate right, so that's like a very cute angle to the right. I'm going to check the mirrors, signal, get my position, and make it easy. See, I'm not at the roundabout yet. I'm braking into second gear. I'm still not quite there yet, but I'm approaching this now in second gear, and it gives me now first because I'm slowing right down. and it gives me time then to look. So I'm prepared for the roundabout, and now I can look and I can see, and I'm waiting for not the first space but the first safe space, and that's important. Moving on to the roundabout because it is now safe to do so. Moving into my lane, and this is a spiral roundabout. I'm just going to stop here. This is a spiral one, so all that means is once I'm in my lane, once I've decided which lane I'm going to go to or get into, then I'm just going to stay in that lane. And because I can see it says hilltop on the road, then I know that it's going to take me off on that on that exit on the roundabout there. As we come round here though, you'll see there's two options for hilltop, two lanes that we can use. We are always going to choose the left hand one. So there's two here that say hilltop. We're in the left hand one of those two. The reason for that is that as you go around, at the point when it takes you off of the roundabout again, it means that you will be in a safe position on the road, and it means you won't have to switch lanes from the right hand lane to the left hand lane just to get back in on the left. So it's making less work for you, it's safer as well, so just choose the left hand one. Where there's two options, choose the left hand one. Make sure I stay in the centre of this lane all the way around, and you can see it says H top again, hilltop, and that's just going to take me off of the roundabout there, and that just makes it very easy as well. This is a dual carriageway, but it says 50 there, so we're just going to go 50 miles an hour or just under along here. But you can see I'm in the left hand lane. No need to go in the right hand lane, there's nobody for me to overtake at the moment, so I don't need to do that, but I am going a bit quicker, so I'm demonstrating that I've seen the signs. As we come round here, you can see we're going to start to climb the hill. I'm looking ahead and I can see that there's a 30 sign at the top of the hill, so that's what I've seen, that's my looking. My assessment is I'm going to need to slow down to be under 30 or just under when I go past these two signs. So I'm going to drop it into third gear is good for 30, and that's going to keep me in this speed, and that's it. So again, I approached it by looking ahead, assessing what to do and deciding. I'm going to turn right at this mini roundabout now. I'm at 15, and I'm just going around here like this. Okay. So I approached it in a way that made it easy for me when I got there to take myself around. So we've done the POM, prepare, observe, move when the car comes to a halt. When we need to manoeuvre the car, so when we pull in on the left, or whether we turn left or right, or whether we have to go around something, some kind of obstacle on the road, it's going to be mirrors, signal if necessary, manoeuvre. And in general driving, it's going to be looking ahead, assessing what's there and deciding what to do. We want to make our decision about 6 seconds before we get there. There's a roundabout here. Checking my mirrors, I'm braking. I'm not at the roundabout yet, I'm still braking though. I'm bringing the car down to just below 20 into second gear. That gives me time to see, and this time I'm going to need to stop, so I'm preparing to go again by getting into first gear. I can see there's a safe space for me now because I've observed, and then I'm going to move, and it is again as simple as that. Mirror, mirror, signal, and then manoeuvre off. So the speed is important. Also, your gear is important. So you want to be doing the correct speed, and you want to or the correct speed, dog. There you go. That's quite an old dog as well. So, wonder if he's escaped. Dear. I hope he's going to be okay. Anyway, looking ahead of us, there is a roundabout here, and we're going to take the second exit. So I'm checking the mirrors. I don't need to signal because it's the second exit I'm taking. Into second. Get level with the first exit. Mirror, mirror, signal, and then manoeuvre off of the roundabout. As I'm looking along this road, I'm assessing that it's clear at the moment, although there's a red car coming. The obstacles are on his side, so he should wait, and he is doing that, so then I can move through. So I looked, assessed, and decided what to do. And you can see that was a long way ahead of that. They're actually on their test, those people. The one in the passenger seat had a high vis, so so everything's happening today. Dogs running out in the road, coming across people on tests as well. Again, I'm just in first. I've prepared, I'm observing, and then I'm moving. So my observations are taking place before I cross the line, not as I cross it or after, but you know, prior to that. Now the next thing that's going to happen is I'm going to come to a roundabout as I go around this bend. It's just down the road here, and I'm going to turn right at that roundabout. So I can see it it's about 6 seconds from me now, so mirror, mirror, signal. Now I'm going to start to brake, control the car. I'm in a good position for turning right. Into second gear, gives me time to see if it's clear, and again it isn't. So I'm going to drop it into first gear. Now it is clear, and I can move on. And if you approach these roundabouts in the correct way, you'll find them very easy to get onto and off of. So mirror, mirror, signal. I'm going to check this mirror over there again, the lifesaver look, and then I'm going to manoeuvre off. And that lifesaver look, if you're turning right at a roundabout, is very, very, very important to you. Very important. If you don't do it, you won't pass. You shouldn't do, anyway. And is to see if there's anyone that, as you're going round on the right, you're kind of in the right hand lane, aren't you? So it's to see if anyone's kind of drifting in, trying to get past you on the inside there. There's a mini roundabout ahead of us. Again, I'm checking the mirrors. I'm braking, I'm dropping the car into second gear. I'm doing about 15, about 1.5 on approach to this. I can see now it's clear, and I'm moving on. And again, because I approached it in the correct way, and it made it very easy for me. And you know, it's looking today like, well, the traffic is quite light, and but it is a Friday afternoon, and that means it is actually quite busy. But because I'm driving in this particular way, it's making it easy for me to deal with the traffic, to see where the spaces are, and to use the spaces. And this time again, I can just drift in, mirror, mirror, signal, manoeuvre. MSM, mirror, signal, manoeuvre. So there's the POM, prepare, observe, move when you are stationary, and there's the look ahead, assess what's there, decide what to do, and then it's mirror, signal, manoeuvre as you decide. And the speed is important. You must be in the correct gear for that speed, and you want to always be in a good position on the road as well. If you can get those three things coupled with your speed, your gear, and your position, coupled with the prepare, observe, move, POM, the MSM mirror signal maneuver, and the LAD look ahead, look, assess and decide. Then you will pass. Simple as. We will pass the driving part of it, the kind of you know, the general drive part of it. I'm going to need to change lanes here now, so I'm going to check my mirrors, signal, and check this one again, and then I'm going to move over because it is safe for me to do that. So to change lanes, it's mirrors, signal, mirror again, and then if it's safe, move over. So that's it really. I mean, driving a car, general drive, is as difficult as you want to make it, and it's also as easy as you want to make it as well. And at the point when you're finding it easy and you're doing all the correct things in the correct way, that's the point when you're ready to take your driving test. Check that one again, lifesaver look. That's it. That's the point when you are actually ready to take your driving test. Always assuming that you've done all your reversing manoeuvres, you've practiced them, you've got them to a high standard. Okay, cheers guys. Well, I'll see you in the next video, and hopefully that's been of some help to you. And well, let me know in the comments below if you think I've been talking complete gobbledygook and rubbish, or whether actually some of it has been useful. Cheers guys. Hi guys, just a quick one. Do you live in Nuneaton, Hinckley or Bedworth or around those areas, and you need driving lessons or just a mock test? If so, just send a text or a WhatsApp to the number on the screen. Don't call because I'll probably be driving. But anyway, back to the video. Okay then.